Marian Ellis, interim curator, unlocks the museum's rear entrance at 11 p.m. because insomnia has made her bold. She tells herself she's there to finish labeling artifacts, yet she cannot deny the electric itch behind her ribs, a certainty that something in the building is not cataloged, not named, not safe. Her flashlight skims across exhibits, a century-old diving suit, the shattered bell of the town's decommissioned lighthouse, a children's carousel horse stripped of paint. The beam settles on the sealed tailor shop door, unlabeled. Concerned, she doesn't remember that door existing yesterday. The key in her pocket, an unlabeled bronze antique, fits the lock without protest. The door sighs inward. Bolts of cloth rot in leaning shelves. Dress forms wear webs like lace. But on the center work table rests a single sewing machine, its iron flywheel shining as though freshly oiled. Coiled around the wheel is the crimson thread, one end vanishing beneath the needle, the other trailing to the floor, across the room, under a second door she hadn't noticed. A plaque glints on the sewing machine, property of Beatrix Holt, couturière of memory. Behind Marian, the door swings shut. The lock clicks from the outside. Marian follows the thread to the second door. No knob, only a thin mail slot at ankle height. The thread slips through the slot like a fuse, disappearing into dark powder. A voice, low and unthreaded by decades, murmurs from the other side. We sow what the town forgets. Cold spreads across Marian's palms. Her lifeline itches as though stitched. She yanks on the thread. It resists, then a sudden give, and the other end reels in, passing through the needle, winding the bobbin, threading the machine by itself. The machine begins to sew, without power. Fabric nowhere to be seen, yet a garment forms. A scarlet glove exactly the size of Marian's right hand, embroidered with yesterday's newspaper headline announcing her appointment as curator. More gloves emerge, each stitched with secrets the town prefers buried. A pearl-white glove bearing the coordinates of the shipwreck that bankrupted half the harbor families. A midnight blue glove stating the real date of the orphanage fire, contradicting every public record. A child-sized mitten mapping the alley where a tourist vanished last autumn. Every lie, every lapse in memory translated into fabric. Marian realizes the machine isn't creating clothing, it is binding forgetting into physical form, trading erased recollections for thread and seam. The spool is nearly empty. Only a foot of red remains. A final glove begins to take shape, gray as ash, stitched with a single line of unfinished text. Marian Ellis will. The thread ends mid-sentence. The machine stalls, needle poised above the incomplete prophecy. The mail slot door rattles. Something on the other side demands completion. Marian understands. The machine needs more thread, more memory to finish the sentence. It will harvest from her if she allows it, but thread can be cut. The tailor's scissors tremble in Marian's grip. She spots something she missed before. A thin ledger tucked beneath the machine's base. Its cover bears a date, June 17, 2005, the night the orphanage burned. Inside, one entry is written in Beatrix Holt's meticulous hand. Memory claimed by exchange. M.E. requested the world forget the match she struck. Marian's breath knots. 12-year-old Marion Ellis, then Marion Elswick, had sneaked a cigarette in the laundry room, tipping over a solvent can. 11 children died. Record keepers, insurance investigators, even her own foster files quietly misplaced the truth. Marion believed coincidence had spared her. The unfinished gray glove on the needle begins to stitch again, now using her blood as thread. Letters bloom across the palm. Marion Ellis, arsonist. The mail slot door bursts inward. A tangle of half-made garments drags itself like a centipede, hungry for the rest of her story. Marion staggers back. Every spun secret in the room vibrates, urging release. She cannot cut the thread without unsealing all the town's forgettings, but she refuses to be devoured. Instead, she lunges for the flywheel, slamming it into reverse. The machine shrieks, stitches rip backward, gloves unravel into raw, crimson filament that whips around her like a cyclone. Each memory streaks past her ears in reverse order: shipwreck, lighthouse bell, missing tourist, until the thread rewinds to its first inch, still attached to her heel. The last secret left is hers. With a sob, Marion slices the strand at her foot, severing her own lie, and tosses the writhing cut end into the mail slot. The unseen tailor yanks it through, frantic to finish the tale. The door slams shut, sealing the secret away. Or so she hopes. Morning. The museum prepares for Marion's official appointment ceremony. Trustees and press fill the main gallery, awaiting her entrance. A single plinth stands under silk drapery. When the mayor tugs the cord, the cloth slides away, revealing the gray glove. It now rests atop a charred orphanage door handle, both displayed inside a glass vitrine. Across the glove's palm glows fresh embroidery, red as embers. Marion Ellis burned us. Gasps ricochet through the hall. Cameras flash. Some guests retch as they notice children's fingerprints scorched into the brass handle. But Marion is nowhere in sight. All they find of her is an empty curator's suit on the tailor's mannequin, still warm, heartbeat faintly ticking within the fabric, as though her body were unstitched and resewn into air. The plaque beneath the vitrine reads in polished brass, "New acquisition, donor, the town's collective memory, curated by she who threads." And beneath that, a handwritten addendum appears, letter by letter, as if sewn by invisible hands. The exhibit expands nightly. After closing hours, the glove inside the case rotates by itself, displaying new lines of truth each dusk. Residents return to glimpse long erased guilt looming in red cursive, tax fraud totals, cheating spouses, buried accidents. Few dare visit twice. Those who linger too long exit wearing small, almost invisible stitches at the heel, each tethered by the thinnest red line trailing back beneath the locked tailor shop door, where the bobbin once again hums, fully wound. And somewhere inside the walls, Beatrix Holt, or whatever listens through her machine, waits for the next curator, needle poised, thread forever hungry.
Like and subscribe to Cinderlight.